Right, before we get into the next slide, I would like to see a raise of hands of who has used virtual reality in the past or recently. If you haven't, that's okay, neither have I. Right, now then, moving on to the usage and legal issues around VR. Health and safety is one of them. The next one is data protection, and the final one, last but not least, is security. I'm going to start with health and safety first, then I'll go through data protection, then security. The first thing that needs to be considered is health and safety while using this technology, as improper use could result in harm to yourself, to someone else, to damage to any property around you, damage to personal belongings, things like that. It is important that when using a virtual reality headset that you know of any of the side effects that can occur after using the device or while using it. Some people may experience side effects, some won't. Some might suffer from really extreme side effects. Some it could be just feeling sick after using it. Or just some people don't actually get any side effects after using it anyway. So, when you use this device, when you use a VR headset, it is important to make anyone aware that you are using a headset. Because if someone doesn't know you're using a headset and they walk in front of you and you whack them one or you hit them, then that means they haven't been told that there is someone using the headset and should avoid that area where they're playing. This is caused by restriction of vision because there is no outside view on the headset. All the user can see is what's being portrayed or shown on the display inside of the headset. Now, the safety part of the health and safety of virtual reality is making sure that you aren't doing anything silly with it, you're not abusing it, things like that. That is why they always add health and safety regulations to any product that a consumer uses. Now the next one we'll be talking about is data protection and how that can affect us. Right, now we're going to talk about data protection and how it can affect us. So everyone in this room would have heard of data protection, but with VR it's more important. Because of the data that will be stored on a VR headset, this is known as sensitive data. So this could be anywhere from anything up to your age, so your date of birth, your email address. If it has its own built-in app store, it's going to need your bank details, address, and things like that. And this is where a lot of your personal data and information will also be joined with the organisational data that produces and manufactures the VR headset. So it's down to them and slightly yourself to make sure that your data is secure. and always look out if something says optional next to it, you don't have to put it. So if it doesn't want your age, you don't have to put it. So always keep an eye out on what data you're giving people or manufacturers. Okay, moving on to security. One of my favourite parts. Security is important because any device that connects to the internet has access to a WAN or a LAN. For those that don't understand those terms, a wide area network and a local area network. So a WAN could be hosted here in York, but someone is using it in this part of the same organisation in a different city. That is a form of security because that would be end-to-end encryption that requires for that. But it is vital that security patches are done on these devices, and if there's a breach in security on the device or from the manufacturer, then they are legally binding, have to tell you that they've had a data breach or a security breach. This is to keep every user safe and out of harm's way while using their product while on the internet. There will be more laws and usage issues brought up further in the presentation, but next we'll be talking about getting into the nitty-gritty of healthcare and other areas that use virtual reality.